What is going on, family? Welcome back to another sick and lit edition of Wrestle Shade, the Natural Selection. We're in the building today to talk WWE news, speculation, rumors, shits, and giggles. Okay, period. It's a lot of things I'm seeing on these WWE streets, okay? It's a lot of things going on Triple H's internet. Yes, and we're here to discuss it, okay? Please, you already know the drill. If you are new to the channel, definitely stick around. Maybe you would like what you're hearing, like what you're seeing, and subscribe, okay? And become a part of the Shade Squad, bitch, okay? Period. This is the littest family, okay? Period. This is the littest family on this side of YouTube, okay? Period. And so, let's just go ahead and get into it. I do ask that you possibly give a like, a share, okay, period. Hit that bell notification to be updated and notified when I upload more content such as this. And enough of that shit. Let's get into it. It seems that TKO's greed has taken a all new high, you guys. Yes, a lot of fans and a lot of speculators have been bringing up the fact of TKO is just outright greedy, and the decisions that they have been making have not been the best, okay? We're talking about WrestleMania 42 decisions, okay, period. The pricing being $2 quadrillion just to sit in the nosebleeds, okay, period. You can imagine what the floor seats are. The booking, okay, the location, New Orleans versus being in Vegas for 2 nights again. It's just overall, it's just like a lot of these decisions ain't making no sense. And on the back end of these decisions, it's based on making or allegedly trying to make more money. And overall, it's just giving the prime deal greedy, more money, more coins. It's giving Hulk Hogan's beer deal, even though it ain't really making no money. It's still giving a aspect of preying on the universe just to sell a beer that he probably wouldn't even drink himself. Okay, period. The sponsorship and the logos, we do know that as a way to make more money, but damn, they got more logos than NASCAR. Okay, in that ring and around the ring and just on everything. It's just sponsorship on everything. Like I said, don't get me wrong. It is a way to make money, but what about the days when WWE was really bringing in money, bringing in revenue, and they didn't have to do all of that? I mean, I know times are changing, but still, some things could maybe be worked out as to where, you know, wrestling don't have to seem like overly commercialized. Like, it's bad enough it's commercial as it is. But, you know, that's just a few talking points that I've seen that people have been bringing up online, and you know, they are at the end of the day kind of concerning. Okay, you know, people have the aspect and the mindset of doing what's best for business, but at the same time, it's like they think about that from a money aspect. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do what's best for business when it comes to like money, but they don't do what's best for business when it comes to things being like organic, or when it comes to actually listening to the fans. And as mentioned, the booking. John Cena, The Rock, Travis Scott, heel turn left a lot of fans disappointed. And I was really shocked to find this out. Me here on the other hand, I think John Cena maybe could have done something a little better for his last ride, his last go at this whole thing, allegedly. I just thought, you know, maybe he could have done something a little bit better in regards to his heel turn. I really don't like the aspect of him turning heel and still giving us the same John Cena from the Attitude Era. I'm just kind of tired of the jean shorts and the sweatbands and all of this, backwards hats and all of that. But it left fans very disappointed, especially with The Rock leaving the storyline hanging and really not even talking about what the plans are or what the future is for him, John Cena, and like him being involved in their overall storyline. Not to mention Travis Scott and his major botch. Okay, period. Busting the eardrum of Cody Rhodes. But all in all, the storyline was left hanging. Fans were disappointed. And don't get me wrong, although fingers were pointed at Triple H, fingers were also pointed at The Rock. And the diabolical move he made to pretty much just go silent and then still on the back end do what he wanted to do. And that leads into this next point that a lot of people are making, well, mostly me, but piggybacking off of that comes the infighting within WWE and TKO. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on, from the Brock Lesnar rumors to him being on a banned list. Okay. It's a lot of in-house fighting at the senior level with bosses, and that is just kind of crazy to me. Like I said, you got The Rock versus Triple H. You got Triple H versus Creative. Okay, you got Nick Khan in the back still trying to get his story together. And it's just like John Cena versus Triple H. Talent, development. Like, it's a lot of things going on. It's a lot of in-house fighting, which is making the overall morale of everything that is going on right now kind of low. And then the icing on the cake. Mind you, WWE got all these projects going on under the umbrella of TKO. And so it's come out, or it's alleged, that TKO is in debt. Now, listen, y'all know, don't get me wrong. I know Vince McMahon has done some crazy things. It has been some crazy work going on in the back end and in the back scenes of WWE. But there was a point in time where things were kind of like ran more smoothly, and it was not like all of this kind of stuff going on. Like, talk about scandal with Vince. Okay, yes, boom, we know that. But think about what's going on right now. When we were told and pretty much made to believe that TKO was going to save WWE, this is going to be the best idea, this is going to be the best thing known to man, the merger, oh my God, Netflix, da-da-da-da this, da-da-da-da that, and it's just like all of the opposite is happening. And now we look to the future to see that TKO is in debt, allegedly massive debt, okay? And that's why also too, allegedly, that they're doing all of the hiring cuts and all of these crazy releases. Don't get me wrong, releases have happened before, and I figured that releases happen for different reasons. And under this new leadership, I can surmise that some of these releases and some of these cuts and some of these different repackaging of contracts are happening because of debt and paying off some things, maybe getting caught up on some things. And two, maybe keeping more money in-house and or in pockets, period. Moving right along here, the people are talking about the release on July 29th of the Netflix sports series called Unreal, bitch. And this is kind of unreal to me, like another series, you guys. Like, girl, I'm still trying to keep up with Stephanie McMahon and her treasures, okay? I'm still trying to keep up with Dark Side of the Ring. Like, girl, it is a lot of shows, and we got to do regular wrestling, okay, period. And then we got to worry about all the other federations. Girl, it's like, girl, I'm pissing and shitting wrestling, bitch, okay, period. Anyway, the Unreal series has a lot of fans kind of feeling a certain type of way about this, because it's bad enough, like I said, that wrestling is as commercial as it is. People are not really upholding kayfabe, okay? Like, people are really in this for a bag now, okay? And so it's just given, this show is going to be alleged to give more secrets and even unveil more things that go on behind the scenes within WWE and in the ring, and alleged things that are dealing with the referees and the commentary and the whole thing about people's storylines and how they get pushed. And we have this poster of Triple H kind of looking like he's in like this conversation, like this deep conversation with Jey Uso. So it's just given, like, I don't know what this show is really going to give, but I mean, I guess we're here for it. A lot of fans are really not all that hype about the show. And so, yeah, moving right along. Everybody is injured, bitch. Okay, period. From Tonga Tama to Tamba Kamba to Bianca Belair's braid, bitch. Okay, period. Seth Rollins, Liv Morgan, Kevin Owens. It's been reported that Chad Gable was injured. I didn't really even catch that injury. Of course, we know Zoe Stark is injured. Rey Mysterio is injured. Bianca Belair is set to come back sometime in August. And yeah, bitch, it's just a lot of people injured. So we're hoping that they have a healthy and speedy recovery back to the ring. Okay, period. And then now we got to move along. We got to move right into this whole thing that could possibly be happening for WrestleMania. What is it? 40 girl, what? 42? 43? What we at, girl? WrestleMania 42. Now, SummerSlam, we know, is approaching. And what happens at SummerSlam, kind of lays a little bit of the groundwork for what we got going on at WrestleMania. Maybe a little bit with Survivor Series and whatnot. But there's been a lot of talk online about Mr. Jelly Roll and his jelly and his rolls being involved in a WWE storyline, and not just any storyline, Pookies. This storyline is involving Randy Orton, which is alleged to be a really close friend of Jelly Roll, and so they're kind of incorporating that real life friendship thing in there, okay? And Drew McIntyre along with sidekick Logan Paul. I guess he's no longer tag team with John Cena. Girl, what? Is John Cena gone yet? Is his days up? Now that I think about it, is he done? Anyway, a lot of people talking about Jelly Roll, his weight loss, and what's this whole thing gonna look like now that he is not some, massive size Vader type of energy here. Yes, we applaud the weight loss. We congratulate you on that. That's a really big thing. And, I don't really think nobody's body shaming here. I think the question is, how is this character, gonna go out here and be portrayed, bitch? We know he's not signing no real deal contract, but then again, it's will he go out here and perform like Otis? Will he go out here and perform like Bronson Reed, Omos, even AJ Francis? Okay, will he go? There has to be some training going on here. Girl, what? And with the weight loss, like I said, it really maybe doesn't make it all that believable. Okay, and what we saw on Saturday night's main event was just what? Another superstar getting interjected with this. And the rumor is, you guys, the speculation is that Jelly Roll has replaced Travis Scott for Travis Scott, I guess, just not bringing it and not doing what he was supposed to do. He really did not stand on his big ones. And I kind of feel like that's what the WWE get for always going outside of the realm of wrestling and maybe wrestling fans. You know what I'm saying? They always kind of try to integrate, music in with wrestling. And I know it has a lot to do with it because, you got the themes, you got the intros, you got certain musicians that actually do like wrestling. You got sports stars that love wrestling, other sports entertainment people. And superstars have always been a thing, even way back in the day. But I feel like back in the day, they were utilized a lot better than what it's giving now. And also too, I feel like, okay, if you're a recording artist and you're a superstar and you really got a hot song and you're going to the WWE to perform, let's just keep it at that. Let's just perform, Pookie. We don't really need you to be in a match. But then again, just rambling on, this is the picky choosy side and the picky choosy points of WWE and some of the fans, because some of these fans out here can swear up and down how they don't like rap and rap doesn't need to be a part of wrestling, and they're tired of seeing all these rappers be interjected in wrestling and all of that. But if it's country rap, it's good. If it's hip hop, it's good. And that's a whole nother topic, but the fans can kind of be really picky choosy about that. Me, I'm just going to have to stand on business. I just feel like if you're not going to train and you're not going to put in the hard work, I guess on a Bad Bunny level, if you're not going to bring it and do your big ones and really get engulfed in like the spirit of wrestling, just don't do it. Just don't even come over here. Period. Like if you are a mouthpiece and you know how to talk real good and you want to maybe offer that aspect and be, like a mentor or like a wise man or something like that for a wrestler, and you're a superstar, or like you've worked in sports or you're like an entertainer, then maybe fine. But you don't know how to take no bumps, and you don't know how to really sell it, and you don't know how to lift nobody up, pick nobody up, do no slam, or you don't know how to put nobody in no submission, baby, going on the catering, get you a plate and watch the show after you perform. Period. And why I'm against it so much is because when you really think about it, and I don't want to be long-winded here, but this is like a really, important and spicy topic, I feel like, because you got all these other struggling wrestlers out here. You got wrestlers from the past that WWE won't even wink or blink an eye at. You got a lot of wrestlers who are very, very much still talented that are not with WWE anymore. And it's like, y'all won't sign like a little 10-day contract for them to come back and showcase them in a different light, maybe, and in a different way. Or like, you guys won't get wrestlers that actually rap and actually sing and actually play guitar and actually have a musical background to perform their music at the shows. They can make money that way off the back end of the fans buying the wrestlers' music. It's happened before. Like, I don't really get that. Can we actually see wrestlers who actually rap and who actually perform at WWE PLEs and maybe kind of like, have it be in-house for a little bit? Like, really, like, think about that. That would be hot. Of course, the wrestlers would have to have some real talent, bitch. They would have to really make it shake. But at the end of the day, that would be hot. And lastly, you guys, closing out, Seth Rollins, bitch. I just really feel sorry for him with how things went down with his two henchmen joining his team and Paul Heyman. This whole Paul Heyman thing is a whole nother topic because he is a snake in the grass. The most two-faced in the WWE. Paul Heyman and him chins. But that's another topic. Seth Rollins, it was a promo that was cut maybe 2 weeks ago to 3 weeks ago with Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. They were all in the ring. And it was just like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed were making their promos. And they were stating how they were going to do this and going to do that. And how they were big and bad and like really powerful. And how like they were unstoppable. But at the same time, within their promos, they were shitting on Seth Rollins. And he was right there behind them. Looking crazy with that RuPaul's Drag Race on in them glasses. Just totally getting shitted on. And he was shaking his head. He was literally not even agreeing with what was going on. So that brings me into this whole injury. A lot of people think that the injury is a work. Me personally, I think it's a work, but I think it's a work for different reasons. A lot of people have definitely called out the fact that he could cash in during that match. Y'all already know what I'm talking about. But my thing is, what if he faked this injury to sock it to Triple H, WWE Creative, and be like, bitch, y'all want to play me with the briefcase, and y'all have me being shitted on by two other guys that I've already beat? I think. But anyway, y'all have me shitted on by two other guys that, girl, clearly I am the main attraction here. Okay, like, we know Braun Breaker is doing his big ones. And yes, he's becoming a household name. We already know about Bronson Reed. Yes, Bronson Reed did the move. And he's, what did he do? He did some type of squash or some type of bonsai on Seth Rollins, bitch. Yes, we know. But in that aspect, it just made Seth Rollins look really, really weak. And so I feel like Seth Rollins was like, okay, bitch, y'all know what? Let me go ahead and fake this injury. And I'm going to go ahead and sit out, bitch, until it's time to cash in, hoes. Forget about me. Yes. Go ahead. Clap for Bronson Reed. Clap for Braun Breaker. Let them do their thing. Hey, let Paul Heyman be their guide, their wise man, their guide and light, so to speak. Because I feel like they all are going to turn on Seth. They all are playing him at the end of the day anyway. So Seth is just like, balls in my court. And two, there's this whole thing about Becky Lynch. You know, as soon as she heard about people speculating that the injury was a work, she immediately grabbed that camera, baby, and was like, "Nuh-uh, y'all ain't gonna play me, baby. Y'all ain't gonna play my husband and his injury." And so she took video and pictures of him and baby girl, Baby Lynch, out walking with Seth Rollins, and him using the crutches, and him, like, you know, really giving the injury. So, I mean, they're saying that the injury really can't be examined. You know, they're alluding to like an ACL tear, but they got to do x-rays, and with the injury being swollen, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, they got a little bit of wait time on that. I don't really know the inside scoop with all of that, but, you know, we're on the fence. We're 50-50 about this thing. But anyway, I don't want to talk you guys to death. I think that is enough news for now. Enough tea, a little bit. I hope it was. No shade. Hit me up in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bell notifications up! Stick around the channel. Find some more topics and or reactions, videos that you might like. Okay, y'all already know it's Monday Night Raw tonight. So we're definitely going to be in the building. Monday means Raw. So, yeah. Reactions on deck. I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a great summer.
I'd have been down bad in them trenches, had to ride with that stick. Who gave you pills? Who gave that dust? Pluto Central.